Welcome back to the Foundation. This is Beethoven, and as the title suggests, basically, you're not going to be as good as your ideas yet. And also, it's like, what exactly is getting better at? We can just say producing. When it comes to music, you can compose it, you can produce it, mix it, or whatever. You can arrange it, and I think that's what's actually better. When you understand all those elements, then you can get better at basically just everything else. It's all hand in hand. But when it comes to, like, I'm going to say, having ideas and being able to execute them, I think that's like the best feeling. But an idea and executing it, I think from raw scratch is like, unless you already know the sounds you're working with, you might have to like make a sound. You know what I mean? And it's just like, if you're early on in your music making stuff and you have the time, you should learn how to make. Just get a DAW that you like. Get a VST like Pigments or Omnisphere or something like that. Surge XT or Vital, and just learn how to make sounds and manipulate it. Is because it's just like, there's gonna be a time when you don't have Metro PCS, getting text messages and stuff. Let me just meet that. There's gonna be a time where like you're gonna have ideas, you want to execute it, and like you're not gonna have like a specific sound. You know what I mean? And it's just like, also, there's gonna be a time if you're not trying to get better, is that you're gonna feel like you're hitting like a dead end. You know what I mean? And it's just like, the things that make what you can do better is arranging, the mixing part, but it's really like in really hearing stuff. Like, if you have a good ear for stuff, you have to hear when things are good together, when things sound right. You have to have like a critical mindset almost, right? It's just my opinion. But like, when you get to the arrangement part, in my opinion, is like when you can go back and you understand, like, because so much space has been added, different ideas have been created. It's like you might get even more ideas, and it's just like just wanting to execute it. And honestly, it's like an idea is this right here. Like, I have this heart playing out right here, but it just repeats. Now it sounds fine, actually, because I didn't change anything. But what if I change the melody? Okay, cool, right? Some people at such a basic might not know how to change the melody, so that's one thing that could make it better, right? But maybe you just can't get past the melody making. What if you just added a delay to it, right? That's an idea. You know what I'm saying? It might not be a good idea, but it's just like, you just add. I mean, probably get familiar with your DAW, right? Just think about it. There's tons of ideas in front of me that I've never even thought of. I just don't know how to access them, right? A lot of people stumble upon ideas, you know what I mean? And it's just like, you might have a beat that you made, that you started producing like a while ago, right? A project that you started, and you just never capitalized on the idea. Now, I suggest that you go back and see if you can do anything different, right? And I feel like if you can't, then maybe you didn't get better, right? And then you have to look at, well, what makes you better? Like, just look at what's in front of you, right? It could be as simple as an idea, but I really think in essence, it's like when you get into like mixing and arranging and how things sound together, right? And knowing what could sound good with something else, it gives you more ideas, right? Knowing that with something that already sounds delayed, well, what if I add a delay on this sound? You know what I mean? It's just like, it's just knowing what works instead of it just being an idea. So I feel like you should probably change your mindset on the change. But what if you don't know what works, and then you actually stumble upon something, right? You know what I mean? So one thing that's important is also understanding what you just did. And I think a lot of people have like happy little accidents, which is fire. But then think about like the one producer that does it all the time. You know what I mean? It's just like, how do you compete with that? Because you don't even know what you just did. There was one song, one of my first earliest melodies that I made. I think I even made the arpeggio in Odin too. It's like a free VST. I could never make that again. Could never make it again. I could play it right now. I had to go to Google Drive. Definitely saved it. I made a song that same night on that beat. The song repeats like crazy. But it's just like, the idea alone, from the song, the vibe, just sparked me to even make a song over it. Don't know what you call that. I'm about to fall back, bouncing back harder. I hit the ground, I'm about to ball back. Couple, you know what I'm saying? But I even remember the song. It was like 2 years ago when I first started making music. See, but like think about that. That was 2 years ago when I first started making music. I put something together, I made a song, and now it's like it feels like I'm just searching for inspiration or ideas or something like that. You know what I mean? I just feel like also if you have something that's like something special, and maybe not something special, but something that works for you, just keep doing that and master that while incorporating new ideas. Is because if you keep trying to evolve too quickly, you're going to lose your previous progress, in my opinion. It's like basically reading a book, right? You can't speed read a book because you're not going to remember what you just read 5 pages ago. So it's just like really, it's like really just, just take it slow, but like also you, because like there's going to be a point to where it just starts ramping up. Because, and I'm just saying this in retrospect, right? I'm not some crazy producer. I literally, it takes me a while to make a beat. But if you like just take it slow and start to understand things, when you're gonna understand how things work with other things faster, because you understood 2 things, right? And then you're gonna understand 4, and then 8, and then 16, right? It's just gonna get, because like for example, when I start making a beat, right? I'll take the longest time making this. Like I made this from scratch. Okay, I made it on stream too. In fact, the melody was messed up at first, the piano roll, and then I had to find the problem. And the problem was down here. And I had to find it in the root. I didn't even make the roots at first, but I made some root notes, and I found how I could make the chords better, right? But then the thing is that I started picking up steam, because once I got the chords done, I was able to, okay, nice, now I knew I want some arpeggios because I'm familiar with arpeggios. Okay, now I want a pad because we're familiar with pads already. You know what I'm saying? This is me just trying to make something different, more complex, right? And I try to approach making these type of things new. Yeah, I could download Spawn or something like that. Spawn doesn't give me ideas, sucks it away, right? I want every note and its interaction with the previous and next note to actually mean something, even though you're gonna lose what this is eventually, unless I kept it on the piano. But the thing is this like this idea alone, I listen to this melodic line and it'll spark an idea of this melodic line up here. It's just like, but eventually you have to know what that is. All I did was make different melodies on top of other. All I did was layer melodies, right, and just formed a pad over it. Okay, and then just continue to make more melodies. You feel me? So, and how I hid that was finding a sound that could hide that, so it didn't sound clashing, and then put it, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's like workflow. And I know this was just like a yapping video and stuff like that, but like honestly, if no one hears this, like I feel like no one's gonna get better. Like there's videos talking about, ooh, if I first started producing, this is what I would do first. Those videos are garbage. Yo, what if I made that the title? That'd be hilarious. That'd be a funny joke if like the YouTube algorithm could pick up that joke. And if also the YouTube algorithm could pick up that joke and this video got popular, I think technology has gone too far. But seriously though, it's just like you have to get inspired if you somehow do that, right? Not somehow, but then like learn how you just got inspired. I think ask ChatGPT. Ask it, hey, what did I just do right here? If you can even put it into words. But at the end of the day, I think when you start looking past the fact that you're trying to make a pattern right here, okay? Like when you look past the fact that you're trying to make a loop and all that stuff and start thinking broader as arrangements, you know what I'm saying? And combinations of sounds, you get better at mixing, because you're gonna like eventually, like let's say I got rid of that pad right there, you know what I'm saying? And then it comes back in and it's super obnoxious. Maybe I should fix something about that. Because what if you 100% want that pad to like leave out of the song and then come back in? Yeah, maybe you could just do some volume automation to turn it down and then gradually turn it back up, which I actually think was like a pretty powerful tool, right? Automating slightly. There's this one song that I made with an arpeggio. with an effect, with illusion, with like some type of delay and stuff like that. It just the gradualness. I don't think this word. It's very powerful. You know what I'm saying? So don't be too quick to like switch up things super quickly, especially when it comes to like the sounds. Yeah, the drums and stuff like that. And I guess it depends how the melody is. But at the end of the day, my advice isn't 100%. I'm not a professional. I've just spent time on this. But it's not like I'm telling you anything that is right or wrong. I'm not giving you specific numbers on harmonics and saturation and stuff like that. So, you know, I kind of forgot what I was going to like title the video. I know I said it at the beginning, so I'll probably just have to like watch this.